Giraldo. I am your host from Join the Resistance. This podcast is dedicated to people who are struggling with any life circumstances, and that can be about anyone in reality, but in particular to those who are having individuals in their family life who are struggling with mental health issues or they're struggling themselves. We know that at least 25% of the United States population struggle with mental health issues. The top two causes of mental health issues are depression and anxiety. And those two things definitely can wreak havoc in our lives and take away our joy. And so joy is the name of this program, how to bring joy in the midst of difficulties. Well, why joy? Well, joy is a little bit better than happiness. Many times I hear people come in and say, my goal is to become happier. I want to be happy. And I say, okay, what happy looks like? What happy looks like to you? You can put that in the comment below if you wish to tell me what your definition of happiness is. And you probably will get a lot of different definitions. You know, I'm always smiling, feeling giddy, I don't know. But joy is more than that. Joy is more than an emotion. It's a state of being. It's a choice, actually. It's a choice. And in difficult circumstances, choosing joy is difficult. Choosing joy that is giving us peace of mind and calmness in the midst of struggles. You're kidding me, right? No, I'm not. It is possible. It's not that we're going to be laughing our heart out of character of the circumstances, but we're going to have a way of bearing through and thriving in the midst of the tempest of life. Well, let me tell you a little bit of a story. There was a man who was at a hospital with another man. These two men, were there for quite a while, and they were pretty ill, so they needed to stay in the hospital for a long time. He only saw, a wall? How could he be so happy looking at a wall? Well, the other man was just sitting there and looking at the things that were wonderful to him. Memories, things that he knew were outside, holding them dear in his heart so he could survive the days at the hospital. And one more thing, he wanted to bring joy to the other man that was there. So he didn't keep to himself the joy of his memories and the things that he have seen in the past. He shared them, trying to bring some smile to the other man's face. That other man chose to be joyful, to envision the things that he could not see, to envision the things that he was loving to go back to. He was going to go and enjoy his children. He was going to enjoy the family. He was going to go to the park. He was going to go see things that he was not seeing in those moments. Let me tell you what, that man left first, not for any particular small reason. It was for a great reason. We have seen that people, when they're in the hospital and when they're ill, if they're keeping a cheerful heart, and I'm talking about not laughing all the time necessarily, but in a good mood, in good spirits, in hope, they recover faster. They're able to go home faster. That's not always the case because there are circumstances that go beyond the control of us. But you want joy? You want to be able to feel good? Well, let's see what joy is. Joy is choosing peace and calm in the midst of difficult circumstances. And joy is a person. For me, I want you to hear me. I know you're going to say, don't go religious on me. Hold on. In choosing joy, you're choosing the calm and peace of someone. And that name is Jesus. But before I go too far into the religious arena, let me tell you how psychologically this is a truth that you can use. Take away religion. If you don't want to deal with religion, okay, let's not deal with religious. Let's deal with scientific facts. In psychology, we have two things that we talk about: external locus of control and internal locus of control. And what that means is, when I see things, do I see myself as having power to influence the situation, or is the circumstances out of my control and I'm at the mercy of life? Well, the truth is that there is a combination of things, but we have more control than we think. Control is really at the bottom, at the foundation of what anxiety is. We're anxious because we feel out of control. We worry because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So giving up control can really set us free. It can give us the opportunity to be here and now. See, anxiety is about worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, and tomorrow hasn't come. Worry and anxiety is also about worrying, oh, I said the wrong thing yesterday to whoever. All those things happen for a reason, because we're focusing not the here and now. If in this moment, the only thing you're doing is watching this podcast and listening to my voice and paying attention to what I'm saying, putting aside the background noise, you will notice that there's nothing to worry about, not to fret about the future, but to stay in this moment, here and now, in safety. Internal locus of control. I can work, I can choose to do something. One of the things that I have noticed when I used to teach, I was a professor at a university, and sometimes the students came understandably upset when they didn't get the grade that they were hoping for. They were like, why did you give me this grade? Unfortunately, I didn't give them the grade. I graded the papers and they earned a grade. They could, if they had an external locus of control, which is they were looking for sources outside of themselves to explain what happened, they're going to say, is the teacher's fault? Is the next student beside me who we're talking to loud's fault? Whatever. Except I didn't study enough. Granted, you can study a lot and some people sometimes don't get the materials they didn't pass. But how is your focus? Internal locus of control mean, do I have control over this situation, or external locus of control? I have bad luck. Is the fault of somebody else is going to determine that. Well, in life we have both circumstances. There's things that are beyond our control. And I will say that's a fact of life. If it rains today or it doesn't rain today, if it's going to be a windy day, a cold day or not. I'm in Texas, so really, we don't know what's going to happen. So there's things out of control. But what I do with the day, so I'm going to be honest, I particularly don't like cloudy, cold, rainy days. Those are like, not the most exciting time. But I can choose how I'm going to respond to that day. That's within my control. I can decide that I'm going to make the best out of this day regardless. Regardless of what's happening, I'm going to make the best out of this time. So what do you see yourselves? Do you feel that you have control over your life circumstances, or do you feel like everything is out of control? And because you feel like everything is getting out of control, you want to force control over circumstances. You start controlling what is really not in your control, like other people, things, or circumstances that are really out of your control. It's not until we let go our desire to hold on to control and controlling everyone that we really gain control over the one thing that we have control, ourselves. I do understand that we feel we don't have control over depression or anxiety. It is a mental illness after all, but we do have a choice on how to respond to that. We're going to choose joy. And throughout this podcast, I'm going to invite you to subscribe, to comment, to ask questions, whatever you need to help you enjoy more this time together and make them more useful for you. We're going to be giving tools for coping in difficult situations. It's going to be psychological, but also we're giving you hope through the name of all hopes. I know. Christians have given a bad name to Christianity. I probably don't want you to know the God that you have heard about that is not loving. The one that I want to introduce you to help you with the mental challenges and life challenges and circumstances, is one that is loving. And only by love, he wants to attract you to him, because only by love is love awakening, as one of my favorite authors, EGW. So we want to know that the God of the entire universe, I hope that you get to know what I know, that the entire God of the entire universe loves me and wants me. I think he wants the same for you. And it's that knowledge that no matter what our life circumstances, perhaps not taking away the pain, comforting in us in our sorrow. Perhaps not the way you want him to be, but he doesn't disappoint. You might think he disappointed. Let me tell you, I have thought that God has disappointed me by not answering my prayers. Has taken me too much time at the other end to go, oh, thank God you didn't give me what I asked. Because now I see, and it has been a long time that I go, thank you, God, because you didn't give me what I asked you. Because I'm much better off without it. I want to introduce you to my friend Jesus, the God of the entire universe, loves me and wants me. I want you to know that too. Let me share a Bible text. It says, weeping may endure a night, but joy comes in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Yes, we will have joy. Joy lasts us a lifetime. I'm going to see you next time in this channel, showing the resistance. Next time, I will be telling you why it's a resistance. Stay tuned next Saturday at 5 o'clock.